In 2026, building a SaaS is getting dangerously easy. So in this video, I'm creating an image to 3D object SaaS, monetizing it, and we're going to be testing it ourselves. This is not just a cool demo, it's a real product that people would actually pay for. If you have an idea and you want to start building it, now is the time. There couldn't be a better time in human history to start building out your ideas. All right, so let's jump right into it. I think the prompt is going to be really easy for this. Let's create a simple image to 3D video generator app using Google VO. The user will input an image and then Google VO3 will generate 3 spinning videos of the object as well. The monetization strategy for the app will be $10 a month for 50 generations. So we're going to be sending in this basic prompt and then we're going to be adding a bunch of other things. So later on in the video, we'll make it look nicer, we'll add monetization, and we'll add our Google API keys. I'm also going to be selecting Claude Opus 4.6 for this build. So let's go ahead and send in the prompt. While the prompt is running, I'm going to go find some UI inspiration that we're going to use within our application. So I head over to 21st Dev, and basically we can find a few different components that we want to use in our project. Like I like this shader animation. This would be really cool to have in the hero section of our app. And then we could also probably, if we search up like a chat component, we could probably grab one of these like chat boxes that we could just use to use for the project as well. All right, so while the Orchids agent is building the application for the first time, let's go ahead and add a few more things to the queue that will just make this process a bit faster. So let me go ahead and send in the Google API key. This will be blurred out for the video, by the way. We're also going to copy this prompt from 21st Dev as well and add it to the queue. We also should probably name this application. So let's just name it Bilal 3D for the sake of this video, because I think that'll just be fun. And so another thing I'm going to do is grab this shader animation because I find it really clean. And let's go ahead and send it to this as well. So we're really stress testing Orchids here. We're adding a lot of prompts. And I think another thing that we could also add on top of it right now is just go ahead and send in our Stripe API. All right, so we're also going to give our Stripe account secret API key. I'm sorry to my editor, by the way, because you're going to have to blur a few things here, but that's fine. And then we're also going to ask it to create 2 plans. And then we're going to do a $10 plan for 50 3D generations and a $50 plan for 750 3D generations. So let's just go ahead and send it in. We're really piling up a bunch of prompts here for the Orchids agent to handle. And it is a lot, but it does a really good job at just taking on all this stuff. While we're at it, let's add Supabase. If you're not familiar with what Supabase is, it is a back-end provider. It's a database provider. And if you aren't familiar with this, what I would say is just look up what Supabase is. It's basically just a way for you to host the data that's being stored in your application. And it's really easy to set up. All you need to do is create an account, you grab your API key. It's really simple. And you've seen me in previous videos be able to do this pretty quickly. All right, so we're also going to ask it to add a projects tab for users to see their previous projects. All right, this is definitely enough prompts for us to just wait here. It is going to take about 10 minutes because we did plaster the agent with like boom, 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 like a bunch of prompts. So let's just give it a few minutes and we'll be back. While we're waiting for these final prompts to finish up, you should definitely start thinking about some ideas that you could launch because I'm going to be dropping some free credits down below in the description. If you use my link, you'll get some free credits on your first project on Orchids. And I think there's never been a better time for you to just think of something you can do, whether you want to build it for others, build it for yourself. Leave me some ideas down below, but I would love to see what you guys are also building. So connect with me on Twitter and please send me the stuff you guys are building. And it's finished. All right, so now we can finally test this out. And let's actually just go ahead and deploy this. So in a single click, I'm going to deploy this to Vercel and we're going to test this out straight up in our browser. Let's see if this works here. All right, so let's click on it and damn, this looks not too bad. I'll take this. I mean, look at that nice shader animation in the background. It's pretty clean. And then we have why Bilal 3D. So professional 3D spinning videos in seconds, 3 unique angles, powered by VO3, full 360 spins. How it works in 3 simple steps. You upload your image, it processes your stuff, and then you get to download and use it. Simple pricing, $10 a month, 50 generations, $50 a month, 750 generations, 2,250 videos for only 50 bucks. Like, if you're watching this, you should go ahead and buy this. Come on. All right, if I try and send in a prompt here just as a joke, like, hey, is it gonna, see, it's not gonna work. I guess we should probably have agent 1 make sure that it prompts the user to log in when they try to send in the prompt here. But let me go ahead and just create an account, and then we'll just test this out. All right, so let's start our free trial. Unexpected token. The package C is not valid. Nice. We gotta fix a few things. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and just redeploy our project, and we'll go ahead and test this once again. All right, so let's go ahead and create an account. I guess I need to create another account now. All right, so we've logged in. We've created an account with another email now, and this actually looks not bad. I mean, we could drop our images. We have access to our previous projects. We have like a dashboard here, which it keeps like jumping every time. We might have to fix that, but this is not so bad. And let's go ahead and quickly, I want to use my actual credit card and test this out and see if we could actually pay for a subscription here. So here I'm logged in. Let's go to the generate page, and then we're just gonna tell Orchids our problem, basically say every time I click on a new tab, it flashes a white screen, so fix it. All right, it appears to be fixed. Now if I click projects, and it seems to be working a little bit better, but all right, so we're logged in. Let's go ahead and test this once more. Let me start generating something. And then it wants me to log in again. That's weird. All right, so let's go ahead and give this another test here. And every time I click on a tab, it kind of jumps like that. But I feel like we should just start generating a project. So let me go ahead and grab a photo of my cat, and let's drop it in. And obviously it's not gonna. All right, so we're gonna send in a few more final fixes. And by the way, guys, obviously vibe coding is not like you send in a prompt and it builds your app. You have to do a lot of trial and error. At the end of the day, the AI is doing the best it can to read all the code in your code base and react accordingly. And so there's bound to be many mistakes. And so vibe coding is really a trial and error process where you just have to, keep prompting and keep testing things out. And to be honest with you, I've learned a lot about coding and how systems work in general, just from using these vibe coding tools and testing things out. Like it's pretty incredible the amount of things that you could learn just playing with one of these tools. And if you want to learn more about, the whole coding industry or building products in general, this is probably the best way for you to learn. And so, definitely go ahead and grab those free credits that I'm dropping in my affiliate link. All right, so now it's time to test this again. We're gonna go ahead and drop in a photo of my cat, Kenji. And then here it's asking us, oh no, I guess we just click 3. So it generates 3 spinning videos based off of the image, a front spin, a side orbit, and a top down spin. Let's generate the 3D images and, oh, actually it is processing. So let's see what we get here. It's processing. The 3 videos have been stuck on processing for a few minutes now. So I'm actually wondering if it is because the system thinks that they're still processing, or if they actually are. So we're going to add like a type of loader that tells us, how long is left for the image generation, because I do believe, for the video generation, because I do believe that Google kind of has this feature baked into their API. So the video now says 409 minutes, which is obviously way too long, and that's wrong. So we're going to ask the agent to figure out why that is. All right, let's just test with a new project, because I think this other one is just taking a long time. So we're just going to go ahead and drop this in, and let's see if it starts doing our project. Okay, so they both failed, And I think it's going to be working now. Good. Now the actual VO generation flow works. I confirm the API returns. The client side polling gets lost. The real fix is to make the generation resilient to navigation. So basically what was happening was when we were generating our videos and we changed tabs, it basically stopped it. So I think now it's putting in a function where it'll always be generating regardless of if we're on the page or not. All right, so we had to do a little bit more debugging, and this was a good way to just go back and forth with the agent, understand what the issues are, keep debugging, keep telling it it's not working. And if you go through everything, you'll really understand what tools it's using and how to get a good understanding of the application that you're building and how it works. And so another thing that we did as well was made sure that our Supabase tables were created. So here's all the information that is stored inside of our project. And the Orchids agent set all this up for us. So we didn't have to manually go in here and set all this up. The users have an ID, an email, a name, password hash, all this type of information, a Stripe customer ID. And then the generations are also stored, and projects as well have their own unique ID and status and all that stuff. Next, what I'm going to do is create a repository for this. So I want to store my code in a safe place. I'm going to connect my GitHub account and then create a repo straight from Orchids. So the repository was created, and let's just go ahead and give this one more redeployment, and we'll test this out once and for all. All right, so I'm now testing this out in my browser. It seems to be working so far. First thing I want to see is to make sure that the subscriptions work. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade to the starter plan, and it brings us straight to Stripe. Now let's go ahead and click subscribe and see if this works. I'm basically giving myself $10 here. So, ooh, that's not good. Well, it seems like the payment actually went through, which is a good sign, but we're going to have to make sure that the redirect to the application works. So we just put in a fix. We told Orchids that the user subscribed, but got an error after paying. So it fixed it, and let's go ahead and redeploy this and test it again. At least we know that the payment works, but we need to make sure that our users get redirected so this problem doesn't happen for others. Because if it does, then we're going to get people requesting for refunds, and that is not good. All right, so we made a fix in the Orchids app, and now it says done. The user has been upgraded to the starter plan with 50 generations. So it should be working now. And what I want to do is test a generation. So now that I'm upgraded, I want to test a generation, and we're going to drop in the same photo that we dropped in before, which is a photo of my cat. All right, so let's drop in the image, and we're going to generate the 3 spinning videos once again. Let's see if this finally works. It says generation has started. Google VO3 is generating 3 spinning videos of your object. And if we click view in projects, it says it's generating the videos, and we have a 2-minute timeline here, which makes a lot more sense than before, which was like 400 minutes. So let's give it the 2 minutes to finish processing, and let's see if this works. It also says here that we've used 1 out of 50 of our generations, which is pretty accurate according to the subscription that we paid for. And everything seems to be working a lot smoother here. So this is much quicker than it was before, and this is much more polished. I'm also going to add a manage subscription button to the dashboard. So we aren't going to publish this until our current project is done. So I just want to make sure that it's working first. The video finally completed. So let's see what we get here. So here's the front spin, which is pretty accurate. I mean, this is what Kenji looks like when his hair is shaved. A little bit shorter than what it is right now. So that's somewhat accurate. Here's like a side or another side orbit. And then let's see like a top down. I mean, hey, listen, this is it. This obviously isn't perfect, but it is definitely not bad at all. All right, so we added the manage billing button over here. If we go ahead and click on that, it's going to bring us over to Stripe. We can cancel our subscription. So we're going to go ahead and cancel it to make sure that this works again. I don't want to be paying myself $10 a month, obviously. So it's asking us why we canceled. I said, let's say it was too expensive just for fun. So let's return back to the product, and now it moves us off of the product. All right, that pretty much wraps up today's video. If you did enjoy, leave a like It was obviously a really simple build, and I could have made this a lot better had I spent at least another hour working on this, but it just goes to show how easy it is to build your own product and monetize it. If you do have an idea, I recommend spending as much time as you can, refining it, making it better, making the user experience more enjoyable for your users. This is a really good opportunity for you to just pick up a new tool and start building. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.